Everybody? All right, including the dog. I heard a dog. I include them in my hello. It's good to see you all. Glad you could make it. We've got a lot to share with you today. And I'm going to do some talking in between some of the things we're going to show you. But I just want to kick this event off the way we would kick off a football game, and that is with our pregame. So field commanders, when you're ready. favorite rock song, Hang On Sloopy, you're going to see the band form a block AHS, and you're going to see an awesome performance by our sweeties on either end. Come on up, Keela. our second show for the season, and we're going to end with our first show. we'll end with what we're going to do next Friday night. Now, it's worth talking. Those of you who've been around the band long enough know that our seniors like to pick the tunes for one of the halftime shows. That's sort of a throwback to something they've already done in their first 3 years in the marching band. And we would typically do that right at the end on the last home game, and where we recognize seniors before the game with their parents and all that. So I talked with the seniors who were still juniors back in May when I found out the schedule, and I noticed something interesting, and I talked with them and I said, what if we still have senior night? What if we still have a senior halftime show? We just split them up and make them kind of celebrate you twice, and for a good reason, I think. So we're still going to have senior night, the last home game. That's still senior night for our band and our sweeties, for our football team, for our cross country, all that. Parents are still going to come and be recognized before the game on the field with their senior. They can still come down on the track during halftime. But we're also going to celebrate our seniors on our second home game, and that's the show you're about to see. Because that night, that senior night, well, that's Friday the 13th. And we thought, how much fun could a marching band have with the Friday the 13th show? And so we're going to celebrate seniors on our second home game with this show you're about to see. And then we're also going to celebrate them on our last home game with all the parents and all that. But we're going to do a fun, spooky horror show. You can talk to your kids about what tunes we're doing for that, and that should be pretty exciting. They're making their way back. Good. While they're still going, I want to talk about all the things that made today possible up to this point. That comes from many different places. Obviously, I got to thank the staff. So we've got Way Up High. He's filming as Mr. Diedrich over in the press box. We will send a reminder out with this video later on today. The bands and sweeties will send that out. So if you find where that is housed on YouTube and you want to save that and subscribe to that, that's my school YouTube. That's where we'll post every halftime show. So that way you'll always get to see those when you want. You can see earlier years halftime shows there. And we've got Mr. Kime, our percussion advisor, up top in the center. We've got one of my favorites, Mrs. Crawl, down here. We've got, running our sweeties, we've got Melissa Merkel right here. And I know in the crowd we have some administration that have helped make this thing work. Mr. Paramore, thank you. There's so much that goes into this. What you're seeing right now is just a culmination of staff working together to create drills and music that the students can perform. It's staff working with administration, simple things like reserving this football field, making sure we've got spaces and equipment necessary and everything's in good working order. And all that also includes a whole lot of parent help and volunteers. We've got some boosters in the crowd. We've got some parents that donated their time, their snacks, things like that help make things go really well. So we appreciate all of you. So thank you for all your help in making this a success so far. All right, so our senior halftime show, as selected by our band seniors, is Mr. Roboto. And as selected by our sweetie seniors is Disco Inferno. And then as a typical senior halftime show, we'll bring all the seniors up, announce them by name, and then they're going to march off to the pep song in the slowest, angst-ridden funeral New Orleans style possible. And we're just going to have to give them a sad farewell as they leave, and then we'll march off. So here's our typical senior show, which will be our second home game this year. Take it away. like to recognize our band seniors for 2023. Come on down, seniors. Mr. Andrew Aber, Karina Amin, Kiana Travaria, Casey Fuller, Sammy Fulmer, Julia Martinez, Alana Hotsteller, Quentin Karcher, James Kinney, Harry Crawl, Emma Neff, Chloe Peterson, Jackson Police, Katie Reynolds, Jameson Where's the Beef Russell, Kayla Seelan, Riley Smith, Andrew Swartz, Preston Sabo, Lydia Wells, Marcus Wolbel, and our senior sweeties, Chloe Gingrich, Ryan Hunt, Mackie Parsons, Bella Spieldenner, Mariana Stefanik, Lillian Welch, and Allie Wentworth. That's our senior show. That'll be our second show, so 2 weeks from Friday, you'll see that on the field. One thing I'd love you to note while they're getting water and getting ready to show you our last show today, one thing that's important to note, that show you just saw didn't hit the field until Wednesday this week. We didn't practice this show with the Sweeties till yesterday. That's how great these kids are. One great thing to note about Ashland City Schools, I'm not huge on comparisons and that kind of thing because we all do things differently, but it's worth noting this year, band members alone, we have 102 kids out on the field and with 18 Sweeties, is that right? So we've got 120 out on the field this year. Our drum line alone is bigger than some of the bands in the county. That's a credit to you all up there. That's a credit to our students. That's a credit to the community. That's a credit to our staff and administration. We just make good things. And the way I know that is just the way the kids treat each other, both on the field and off the field. It's the way that we create this community within our sections and our band and our Sweeties. It's the way that I just had 2 alumni walk in and hand me a coffee. Like, I know we've made some good things when they come and give me coffee years later. I'm like, must have been all right. Unless you need something from me, then I get it. One other great thing about Ashland is this is something I love. When I talk to other band directors in surrounding districts and counties, They talk about, a lot of the times we have conversations, they turn really negative. Instead of conversations talking about all the great things we're doing, they're conversations about all the stumbling blocks along the way, all the roadblocks, all the difficulties. And then they try to coax those out of me, and I really don't have them. Although I usually stay on the positive side anyway. Nothing's ever perfect. But I know a lot of schools that'll do their marching band camp in early July, and I think that's crazy because we all need a break. I said, why do you do that? Oh, because there's no way we could have band camp in August because of this conflict and this conflict. A lot of that might have to do with coaches and sports, but we don't have that here. We play nice. We appreciate all the things. We've got kids on this field right now that are in tennis, soccer, golf, cross country. I'm sure I'm missing some along the way. What's cool about this community, and I hope you're figuring this out if you're a freshman parent or a first-time band member parent, is that we do act together. We are a community. If one group suffers, then we all suffer. So we always try to work together to make that happen. So there's some kids that come a few minutes late because they were out running. There's some that have to leave a little bit early because they got to get on a bus. Even after marching for 6 or 7 hours, they're out at a soccer game all night, and they work hard. They work really hard. We have not had a single practice or performance, if we include this one, where we've had 100% attendance. And that's not a complaint. That's just to tell you the reality of how hard these kids have to work. Come Friday night, sometimes that's the first time 100% of everybody is on the field doing their thing. And that only works because you guys have helped coordinate rides. You've helped feed the kids some snacks. These students out here are helping each other find their spots when they were behind on a drill because they were working. Go ahead, Julia, do your thing. There you go. So that's worth noting. This year is the 100th anniversary of the band program at Ashland High School. I'm going to assume there's nobody in the crowd from the first band. Is that right? As far as we know. If you find a yearbook from the 1923-24 school year, you're going to find a picture of the first band, and there's a description that talks about we decided to put together a band, and we played at football games and basketball games, and we did some concerts this year. And you know what? 100 years later, we're still doing that, even bigger and better than ever. So this year, we're going to celebrate that. Take a clap. Okay. First way we're going to celebrate that is show one right here on this field next Friday. Starts at 7 p.m. We're going to do pregame about quarter till, so come on out. Support your arrows in the band, in the Sweeties, and of course on the football field playing as we play and try to have our first win that first Friday night. But to celebrate our centennial, we're going to go back to the future. We're going to do a Back to the Future show for you right now. That starts with the Back to the Future theme. You'll recognize that. The second tune, our Sweeties are going to dance to Johnny Be Good, straight out of the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. And then our closer is going to be Huey Lewis's Power of Love that we actually got on loan from Notre Dame University's band. Their band director wrote it and gave us the permission to rearrange it and use it for our band. So we're going to hear that. And it's a fantastic show. We've got one great surprise come next Friday night, and I'm going to ruin the secret, but tell other people they need to come because there's going to be a surprise. We will actually be led in to the stadium and led into the beginning of halftime by a time machine DeLorean. We'll be here, driving down the field, down the track, leading our band in. And so I've tried to make it clear, even though we're going to film halftime, even though we'll post it, if you do come in late to the game, you can just hop in the time machine, jump back 15, 20 minutes. You can watch the game. Don't worry. We've got it covered. Along with that centennial, we're hoping for 100 years equals 100 alumni at our homecoming event. We're going to do some tunes with that alumni band. We've got a link posted on Facebook. If you know any alumni, please have them fill out a form so we know to be ready for them with instruments, music, some pizza after halftime. We'll get that posted on the band website as well, and we'll keep pushing that out. Because how amazing would it be to double the size of the band for homecoming with all of our amazing band members? We're looking looking forward to that. So if you know somebody in your family, down your street, across town, across the country, tell them, come on out for homecoming. It's going to be bigger and better than ever. All right, I'm done talking for now. I hope I didn't forget anything. Thank you again for coming out. I hope you enjoy our Back to the Future show. We're gonna play this for you, and this is gonna be next week, Friday night's show, under the lights at the game. Thanks for coming. Let's hit it. fun shenanigans about to take place, but feel free to come on down and visit. Thanks again. Hit it.